I want to know, like, what kind of pressure is there to create a original Christmas song? Because it's hard to do.
I don't know. All my confidence in music is songwriting. That's where I like survive. And I feel like, cause like performing and wearing outfits and doing that is so second, like new learnings for me. Ooh, I can't speak. She pregnant. But like songwriting is what I've been doing my whole life. So I knew I'd write some awesome like pop Christmas songs that got everyone smiling or giggling. And that's kind of like my music anyways, like all about that bass and lips are moving. They're like sassy, fun, old school, but have like an important message. So I tried with this Christmas and one of my favorite things that people say is like, oh, your songs haunt me at night. Like I can't get them out of my head. And I'm like, Christmas, like that's all I want. So we're all laughing here today because I keep singing Holidays, which is an original I have featuring Earth, and Fire. And we're like, damn, that one's infectious. Like that one is so catchy. So I didn't have a lot of pressure on myself. I knew it'd be fun.
Yeah. And like you said, when people say like the music haunts you, I would say that, but in the best way possible. Your songs are super catchy. Even when we were telling somebody, oh, we're interviewing Meghan Trainor, and they're like, oh my God, actually it was my dad. I was on FaceTime before, and he was like, yeah, he was like, oh, all about that bass. I was like, yep, there you go.
Oh my God. I have this weird connection with dads. That sounds terrible. But a lot of people are like, my dad loves you, like of all ages. And I'm like, yes, dad knows what's up.
That's awesome. And you mentioned that you started working on this album in June, July. Was this an idea that popped up during quarantine and you just were like, let me write a Christmas album? Or was this something that you were planning way before that?
There was a phase I was shooting The Voice UK. I was in London, and it was either okay, we're getting Treat Myself Out, my last album, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna go do the fourth album, or what are we gonna do after this? Or I was supposed to go on tour with Maroon 5, and then I was like, I'm gonna have a baby right after the tour, but then Corona hit and we're all quarantined, and I was like, is this a sign? Like, we're going to be trapped at home. We shouldn't make life. So we planned on making a baby right away. And then at the same time, we were like, oh, you know, that Christmas album we were always going to do? Maybe now is the time. Maybe now is like, we need more joy, especially in the beginning of quarantine. All my neighbors started putting this up. And I was like Christmas lights. And I was like, oh my God, they want Christmas. I hear you. So I was like, this is the time we should do it. And especially this Christmas, I didn't know it'd still be going. No one did. So it's going to be sad. It's going to be a little dark, and we can make it bright with a few songs.
Yes, absolutely. And on top of that, like you also got to make this album and put songs on here with your family. Like you got your cousins, you've got your dad on here. Talk about how was that experience? Like do you get your singing from your dad, or is this just like a, hey dad, I'll throw you on the album?
I get my music and the love for music from my dad. He performs, yes, but his voice is questionable. He says as long as you're having a good time, the audience will have a good time, and that's how he got away with it for so many years.
Feel that.
You know what I mean? So that's a lesson he taught me. But yeah, I had him play. He's so good at playing piano. So he played piano for Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and I get to cherish that forever. Like it's so magical to me. It's like a picture, but I get to hear it forever. My little cousins came over. We tested them because I was like, I need a kid's song. I need one song to be like, here's for the kids. So we did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and it's so adorable. They were like sitting on my lap. I was Santa. And then my brothers were like the only songwriters I was willing to see because I know they were safe. They're in my house, and we have a studio here. So my younger brother produced for us, and my older brother is the lyricist. He helps me be cooler than I am, you know? So I'm like, is this fair? Is this weird? And he's like, that's fine. He's very good at the truth. So that, yeah, it was a great distraction, a great family bonding moment. I had my older brother take all the pictures for the album, and he killed it. And then we did a family shoot together. This was a nightmare, but it was great. We're all sweating. It's like June.
Yeah, that's honestly I feel like the best part, and so funny, even like just off topic, but like fashion, they'll shoot winter in the summer and summer in the winter or whatever it is. And it's like that. It's like you're putting on Christmas
They told me
pajamas.
to do the album October. I laughed and was like, no, when are we doing the album though? And they're like, October. And I was like, okay.
Right.
Crazy.
It's just like that's when new Christmas music
Because
comes out. So it
they're
just makes
smart though.
sense.
They're like, whenever the stores change, like when Michael's is like, okay, it's Christmas now, that's when my album has to be there, like
Right.
all that stuff. And I was like, oh, that's why.
Yeah. The
Yes.
marketing team, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're teaching me. I'm just like, okay.
Exactly. You just have to know when it's time to, and it happens earlier and earlier now. I feel like stores put out the Christmas decorations. So you got to have the music going along with it. And what an amazing Christmas for you guys. Like I know you've been quarantined, but like you said, I think a lot of celebrities plans changed, or, artist plans changed, being in lockdown, because everybody's having a baby. Everybody's having a baby.
Every human being, every celebrity's having a baby. I thought I was the only one. I was like, this is going to be sick. And then I was like, we're all doing it together. It was crazy. There's a boom for sure happening. I mean, we're all trapped inside, but I used to cry to my team and be like, when can I have a baby? And they're like, whenever you want, but just know we're going on tour. We're going to do this album. And I'm like, but when can I have a baby?
Yeah.
So this moment of like, oh, we have to cancel a tour and it's not your fault. It's like the world is shutting down. I was like, impregnate me right now. Like, our time. This is our chance. And we did it. And then everyone was like, yay. And I was like, oh my God. No one's mad. It's good.
Yeah.
He was good to me.
Congratulations. And you mentioned that you were having a boy, right?
Yes, it's a boy.
It's a boy.
Was there? I know. Yeah, exactly. But I also feel like, I don't know if this is like a question that is hard to answer, if you don't want to, maybe offend your baby when it grows up, but did you want a boy or a girl specifically?
Dude, everyone asked me that. I don't know.
I know. It's such a hard question.
I think like naturally girls, I don't know. I think naturally girls are like, oh, I want girl. I know girl. And guys are like, I want boy. I know boy. Like all my bros were like, I hope it's a boy. And, there's a lot of boys in my family, but, and then I did all that research. That's stupid research. That's like, oh, if your hips go out first, it's a girl. And if the heartbeat is so fast, it's a girl. And I was like, oh my God, like I made a girl, and I was so sold. And then at 12 weeks, you can do a blood test nowadays, which is bonkers. And you can see what the gender is. And when she called us, I was like, just tell us. And she's like, what do you think? And my husband's like, we think it's a girl. And she was like, actually, it's a boy. And I was so in shock because I was so sold that it was a girl that it was like being told you're pregnant all over again. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. It could be a boy. And it was like beautiful. And I had to adjust my mind of like, it's not a girl, it's a boy.
Yeah. How excited is Daryl, your husband, for this baby?
He did say because I told him like, it's a girl. So he was kind of relieved. He's like, I know boys. I could have a son. Like, he's like, a girl kind of scares me. And I'm like, I get that. That's okay. But I want to have like 7 kids, like I want twins next. I want, right. So we're just excited that our family is finally starting.
That's awesome. And you mentioned that you said multiple times, I just want to have a baby. I just want to have a baby. When can I have a baby? Is that how you've always felt? I feel like some people, they're always like, I want a baby. And some people are like, no, please, no.
Right. I'm only a little bit younger than you, Megan. And I'm like, not there.
Yeah, no, all my friends my age, I'm 26. All my friends are like, absolutely not. I'm not where I want to be in my career. I'm not in the right mindset. I don't have the love of my life yet, especially out in Los Angeles. I found a rare one. So I married him immediately. But it's crazy. I have no friends right now that are pregnant. But I think I've always wanted to be pregnant, and I like my whole life. And recently in my 20s, I started walking by diapers, just crying, thinking like, why am I not bringing them home with me? Like I went to my therapist, like, what's wrong with me? And she was like, you're just mothering your child already. Like, you're so in love with the idea of your child that you're already their mom. And I was like, like, this is one of my bucket lists. Like, this is my moment. So we're really excited.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Crying.
Wow.
The hormones are getting me, man.
You're going to be an amazing mother. You really are. I don't think I've talked to somebody who was this passionate about, you know what I mean? People are passionate about it, but like, you're all in. Some people are a little nervous, or, you know, there's some speculation, but
I was telling my husband, I was like, is it weird that I'm not like panicking or terrified? Because everyone's like, oh, have you had that meltdown yet? Of like, oh no, a human life is coming and I have to like protect it. I'm like, dude, that's my new best friend. We're going to have the best time. Like, I just can't wait to hang out with him.